Hello guys, so welcome to the first vlog in Argentina, Ushuaia. So today we're gonna be hiking to Glacier Marshall, and we had Airbnb actually pretty close to the trail that leads to this hike, but there was a main road going quite a long way, so we decided to take a taxi instead to save an hour or more of hiking. Alright, so we just arrived here. It's the beginning of the trek with the taxi, and now we have how much till the glacier? About an hour. So we're gonna hike, I guess, this way. And in the winter this is a ski spot, so you can also go skiing here. Yeah, and the glacier should be somewhere up there, so we'll see how it goes.
Never thought that we'd go this far. Don't stop now. Reaching for a distant star. Don't stop now. Isn't it strange how we're safe and home? Today I got
Wow, we love the nature, yeah? Everything is because of nature. If you don't follow the nature, then you're gonna fail. So it seems like we're following this river and also the ski lift. And who knows, I don't know, it takes like 1 hour to the glacier. It's called Glacier Marshall. It should be good. So we just came from the way down here, and there was a path continuing up by the river, but there was also a path across the bridge still here, and we're gonna try to see where it goes. We're almost at the end of the ski lift. Now we got a nice view of the glacier, so I think the path will continue up to the snow. It doesn't look that far, maybe it will take another hour or so. But we also need to have lunch, so this is rather a short hike. So at about 3 p.m. we sat down to have a lunch at this ski resort, and we are having sweet potatoes, which are actually cheaper than normal potatoes in the shop in Argentina. And it's no excuse not to be healthy vegan. You know, you just have to carry a little bit more. But if you don't want to be healthy, you can always eat some bread, tofu, or some vegan spread. So that's always an option if you're hiking and want to be more lightweight. but we like to be more whole foods healthy and bring also cooked foods. So it's 3:36 and we're just leaving this cottage up here for skiing, and we just finished the lunch. There's the peels from the sweet potato. It got really cold right now, but I have things, but I'm just gonna try to walk with the shorts. So we were pretty amazed by this nature, and also the fact that we didn't have to pay any entrance fee or sign our names in some office like we had to do in Chile, and also there was no like returning time where they're closing the gates. But this won't be a case in Tierra del Fuego National Park, where we're gonna pay $14 per person and also quite lots of money for transportation there. So now this is the end of the forest, and here we can go down this way also to connect down, and here is more ways to go. So here's some information about the glacier. So it's 835 meters high, and we have 1.7 kilometers to go and 277 meters of elevation. It should take about 1 hour, so it's more than we thought. We thought it's just gonna be like half an hour away, but let's do it. So now it got really windy and I had to put on the big jacket, the bandera, and yeah, it's pretty cold as well. It's Ushuaia down there, so let's go. So you can see the path is going like that on the other side, and it probably just goes down under there. So here in the distance I spotted some path that's going up to this mountain saddle, but I don't see it on our maps, so it's probably some unofficial path that's leading to the mountains around. But now we're going on the left, following the marks, and we should be at the glacier soon. So here they also put a phone number in case you need emergency. So I think this is all you need here. If you put your names in some office, nobody's gonna come for you until a few days later. So So now we are passing under this mountain, and you can see the glacier was before forming even here, but because of the global warming, it's all receded now. As we walk in more towards this mountain and going in more in the valley, the wind is more weaker, but you have to always prepare for the worst conditions and have a winter cloth here in Ushuaia, even though it's a summer here. Wow. There's the glacier, man. You're almost there. Almost there. So you can see the airport, Ushuaia airport, and on the other side those are Isla Navarino, where we've been before, in Puerto Williams, somewhere over there, not sure exactly where. And we've been hiking around those hills. So once we got up on this little hill, there was a sign, no progress without proper equipment or specialized guide. So I think this sign is from when the glacier was much bigger and up till here, but now it's receded and you can go more no problem, even without equipment or specialized guide. So this little hill was a perfect place to take a picture with the Isla Navarino, the bigger channel, and Ushuaia in the background. So it says the end of the trail here, but we see the normal trail up till there. So what we suspect is that this glacier used to be all the way till here, and then they just put it as the end of the trail. But you know, as the global warming went, so So after a few minutes we got to the place with the first snow, and I think the reason why the snow stays here all along is because it's hidden in the valley between the mountains without much sunlight. Crevasses area. Do not walk on ice areas without proper equipment and guide. The proper hikes. So all this water is pretty much melting glacier. So this path still kept going up towards the glacier, but now we're behind these rocks and we couldn't actually see the glacier anymore. So here we caught up with some people and we still couldn't see the glacier, so we decided to climb these rocks a little bit more up. So before, the glacier was all the way till down there, but now with the global warming, it's just up there between. That's where we want to get. So here we got up to another patch of snow, and this one was a little bit bigger, and I thought actually this is already the glacier, but the glacier is much bigger and it's more up over the rocks. But from here it was pretty treacherous and pretty hard to climb, so this is where we finished our journey. And we got another amazing view of the Beagle Channel and the surrounding area. Okay, so that's it for the glacier. I think the main glacier is on the other side, but we can't see it from here. So we just see this little bit of snow, and this is not something extraordinary. We have this even on high Tatras in the summer. And yeah, we're just gonna descend now and maybe look at the other viewpoint over there. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm not sure, maybe you can ascend up here, but there is no path. And I don't see anybody going there, but it looks just the other side is just here, so I'm not sure about that. Let's descend. So once we descended a little bit more down, you could see more of the glacier, and actually where we've been, you could go up, but there you would have to go on the glacier, which is dangerous. You could fall in the crevice, and on the right side you would have to climb on the rocks more, and it seems pretty steep and you would not even see the glacier. So unless you're not experienced with walking on glaciers and you don't have equipment, I will not go there without specialized guide. So on the way down, we decided to go another way through this little canyon to make things more interesting. So we've been just over there. You can see how huge that is. Wow. We didn't even go to the beginning. So here I'm showing the path, how we went up. So we followed this path down here and went up on this hill where we're taking the pictures. And then from there we went back through that valley alongside the river and small snowfields. And then we got down under that waterfall and came back down here through that little canyon. And now we're following these yellow posts, which is actually, I think, for the winter out in the snow. So here me and Sanya separated, so Sanya wanted to try the path on the left and I wanted to go straight down this grass field, and we should meet somewhere down there. So sometimes you have to do more adventure, and now it's safe because there are no trees to get lost. So when I'm hiking, I like to challenge myself, like here with a little scrambling, to make things more interesting and get out of my comfort zone. So Sanya was going down this way and I was going down this steeper path over here and then down this little cliff. Warmer it got just a few hundred meters down, and especially if there is no wind, just almost 20 degrees. So before we went up there, that way around, and now we're just going down here following the river on the right side. So this is a recovery zone we just came from, but we didn't know that until now. So next time there will be no next time. So as we had some spare time left, we decided to go check out this viewpoint, which was only like 20 minutes from the crossroad over there. And this is that ski resort where we had lunch, and my plan was to get down on that bigger road down there, but maybe we can connect to it from that viewpoint up there. So after about 10 minutes from the crossroad, we arrived to this viewpoint, but we saw that the path kept going more, so we're not sure if this is it or if we should keep going more. We got some great view of Ushuaia, the bigger channel, and Isla Navarino in the background. So we walked another 10 minutes and the path still kept going. It was already like 6 p.m. in the evening, but luckily the sunset here is like 9:30, so we had some time left, but we should be thinking about going back now. But we also know that this is probably the last chance that we're here, so we're trying to get most of it, and some of this path are probably going to some of these nearby hills. And after a few more minutes we got till the end of the trail. There was even a sign there, and there are some nice views of the nearby hills, but I'm not sure if you can go there. Maybe if you follow your own paths, but there are no official paths here on any maps, anything like that. So on the way back, I saw that on the left side there was this rocky area where you could go and maybe connect to the main road, so we gave it a go. So we thought we can connect down there, but it was a really wet place and I have to return back. Maybe this way will lead somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure either. So now we are trying to navigate through the forest, and somewhere is pretty thick, somewhere it's okay. This reminds me a few days ago, Puerto Williams, when we had to go through those wilderness areas, something like that. So luckily this forest was not too thick and we were able to go through it quite fast, and in a few minutes we found this little path with the yellow markings. So initially we wanted to connect to the main road, but now we thought we're gonna do another adventure and try to get down with this path. And as always, every time you try something new, it's not like you expect. So now we got lots of mud here, which made our progress really slow. And the sun was already setting behind the hills, but we took a plunge and kept going with this path, hoping it would stay dry and lead us back to Ushuaia. So it's almost 7 o'clock and we're still following this path, but it's kind of going too much on the left, but hopefully we'll go down where we want. So fingers crossed. This path is not on me, so sometimes you gotta take a risk to see something else and experience an adventure. So it's 7 o'clock 3 minutes and we just passed the station where we got up with the taxi. So now we just gotta descend all the way down to Ushuaia, which would take another hour at least, hopefully less. So according to that we should be back at around 8 o'clock, which is not too bad, but we don't know if this spot is going down for sure, but we're hoping it is. But at least it's going down, so even if it's going some other way, we can just connect to Ushuaia and walk back to home. And after a few more minutes we connected to this bigger path which led to the main road just over there, and you'd see that you would not even find this path. It's just some little yellow mark here, no signs where it's going, nothing like that. And we're gonna try to walk on this path and hopefully it's gonna lead us to Ushuaia. So we thought that the worst is behind us and that bigger path would lead all the way to Ushuaia, but we were again wrong and we had to connect to this little path with the yellow markings again, which was barely visible, but it was at least going the right direction. Okay, 7:16, we're just crossing the river. Looks like we have to go through here, which is pretty gnarly. So I'll try to do it. Oh, very gnarly, very narrow here, and I made it. No sanja. Yay! teammates. So after a few minutes from the river, we connected to this bigger path that was marked again with the yellow sign, and it seemed like it was a path for mountain bikers, judging by all these jumps and bridges. So when you are on the path like this, you have to be careful and watch out for fast mountain bikers. And it's always great when they make things like this, so you don't have to walk through the mud. So I'm just charging the phone from the portable solar charger power bank. So it's pretty cool that you can, where technology is going with these things. So if you run out of battery, don't, like I had 10% battery, just take it out, plug it in, and you can record more. So we just arrived from down here and we saw that the path continued more along the river, but as you saw, like we had to cross the river multiple times, so we didn't have much time, so we decided to connect back to the main road and stay to this path. And when we thought that there is not gonna be any more adventures on this journey, we discovered this river gorge with amazing view. So sometimes the best adventures are the ones that are unexpected. And then I went to take some gnarly dangerous photos of the canyon. So here we got this crossroad again. It says Glacier, and it will take you about 3 hours from this point, and we are almost down. We already see the houses. We are pretty tired at this point. There's the water down there. Alright, so we're finally finished and we connected back to the main road, back to Ushuaia. So it's about 8 p.m. now, so it's a little bit late. It took us more than we expected, but that's just because we're trying new paths and shortcuts through the woods, which at the end ends up being more. But if you stick to the trail, it should take you about 3 hours from this point up all the way up to the glacier, or 2 hours from that ski resort. So that will be 6 hours altogether, and I would definitely recommend this trail. You don't have to pay for it, and there are some nice views of the glacier and of the Beagle Channel. So for now, Ushuaia seems like a really great place for hiking the mountains like these ones, and hopefully we're gonna have more adventures like today. So I hope you liked today's vlog and stay tuned for more adventures from Ushuaia, Argentina. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock and 10 minutes and we just made it back home. So, wonderful journey. If you wanna come for adventures like this, I'm coming up with a website, Healthy Vegan Adventures, and you can choose for different kind of retreats. And South America, Argentina is one of them. We can show you all these hikes. So stay tuned for that. And as always, stay healthy